Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Again, close and personal today. And I have here an article coming from Russia Today, and they use Seymour Hersh, that investigative journalist, Pulitzer Prize winner, all that, talking about Zelensky and his associates allegedly stealing $400 million of Western aid. This is what this individual claims, and he's going to provide some evidence. I didn't read the article, I just jumped a little bit, so I just want to make sure that it's not too flimsy, let's put it this way. Otherwise I would not make this video. So let's get going. Alright, so as I said, this is Russia Today. It is from April 12, 2023. Zelensky and team stole at least $400 million of Western aid, Seymour Hersh claims. Corruption in Ukraine may be on par with what was seen in Afghanistan, the investigative journalist claimed. Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky and his senior officials are skimming American taxpayer dollars by the hundreds of millions, investigative journalist Seymour Hersh claimed on Wednesday. The alleged grift even includes schemes involving trade with Russia itself. Zelensky and his entourage embezzled at least $400 million from U.S. funds meant for diesel procurement last year, Hersh claimed in a new article on Substack, citing a CIA estimate. So he writes it, this guy in Substack, and he's citing a CIA estimate. Kiev has allegedly been buying diesel fuel, which is essential for the war effort, from Russia itself, and in the process skimming large sums of U.S. funds earmarked for diesel payments. Reports had earlier surfaced about how oil products originating in Russia had made their way to Ukraine through Bulgaria and Latvia. The scheme involving the Baltic state, which was reported in detail by the Latvian television program Neka Personiga, may have violated the EU's anti-Russian sanctions. An expert cited by Hersh compared the level of corruption in Ukrainian procurement to what was seen in Afghanistan when a US-backed government was in charge in Kabul. According to his sources, ministries in Kiev compete to set up front firms, remember, front firms, I talked about this a long time ago, in order to export weapons and ammunition, with the relevant officials profiting from kickbacks. That means corruption, giving money, right? Receiving money for the deals. That happened in Romania, so I was very familiar with this. I told you about this. That's that part of the world. It works like that. Alright, so the US government, meanwhile, has stated that it has seen no evidence of Western-supplied weapons in Ukraine being diverted elsewhere. Well, I have there's no surprise here. Hersh cited an intelligence source who referred to the January meeting between Zelensky and CIA Director William Burns. The US official allegedly presented a list of 35 generals and ministers known to the CIA to be corrupt. Senior Ukrainian officials also complained that Zelensky, and I'm quoting, was taking a larger share of the scheme money that was going to the generals. End quote, the source explained, comparing the meeting to a scene from the 1950s mob movies. So, Hersh contends that the Ukrainian leader's response was to fire staff from the cabinet of ministers, regional administrations, and other parts of Ukrainian government. Kiev claimed the move was part of its anti-corruption strategy. Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov, who became mired in a scandal over purchases of overpriced food for troops, was widely expected to be sacked at the time. But he survived the purge, of course. I mean, it's what? Zelensky, Reznikov, Yermak, and Zhmyhal. What do you expect? Hersh's sources blamed Secretary of State Antony Blinken, another one, and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Weasel, for the ongoing crisis in the US government, which allegedly suffers from discount between the White House and intelligence community, the two top foreign policy officials, have shown, and I'm quoting, strident ideology and lack of political skill, and quote, over the Ukraine conflict, according to the sources. Now, let's go back to reality. I come from a country where something like this occurred after 1990, when Romania became a free, independent, democratic country. Corruption was in your face. This is what they were doing. They will tell you, you want to invest here? Okay, this is the price. Don't, get the fuck out. I'm going to get the Italians. If the Italians would come and would not pay, I'm going to get the Germans. There were a lot of companies, foreign companies, coming to Romania to invest, to buy Romanian industry left by the communists, which was supposedly garbage, and these guys that were in charge, the ministers and others, they will ask for money, and they were given money. A lot of people got very fast wealthy. The same thing happened in Russia, in Soviet Union, and in other countries with this little, that's why we see, how did the oligarchs got so rich? Got the money from outside, from certain kind of people who got loans for them, loaned them supposedly, and they got it with this. So the Americans are very naive nowadays. That happened in America a long time ago, when it was like a Wild West here. But it seems like they lost that kind of thing. Well, you have all these guys who pretend, instead of taking reality as it is, they pretend. If it's night outside because I say so, well, there's not night outside, boy. Well, if I feel like it's night. So with this kind of people, what do you expect? So they get fooled like this. I made 2 or 3 articles, videos before about the same subject when I said, you guys are fooled by these guys right here. No, these guys are fooled by those guys over there. And it's not hard. That's not hard. But you need to pay a little bit of attention. And these companies that are set up by the guys in charge, they do business with those. So the money is going to go through those companies. Only those companies will go in to get the money to do whatever transactions. That happened in Romania too. Whenever you would hear a law that was passing in, in parliament, in Romanian parliament, and say, okay, from now on you have to wear, a dildo in your ear when you drive a car, let's say, you would figure out that someone, a guy, a parliamentary, a lawmaker, has a company of dildos, sells dildos somehow. And that needs to have, like others, you have to wear a dildo in your ear when you drive a car. Why? Because Gigi was having that company, and he and others will get money because everybody was required to buy the dildo. Like, other things that you're required to do. Otherwise, you can't, board a plane or something like that. Used to be, remember? So, yeah, just look into it. So, I don't know if $400 million is an accurate figure or not. I don't even know if they got $1 or not. I didn't conduct investigation. I didn't write the Substack article. I didn't talk with the CIA sources. Hersh did. But as of now, I didn't hear anybody saying that it's not true. Well, I'm pretty sure by tonight, there are going to be a lot of weasels going to say, that's not true. Did you investigate it? No, but, again, evidence. No. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.